Policy Declaration of the Department of Education. Simula 2013, umaabot na ng mahigit 20,000 na kabataan ang nakibahagi sa Nation of Heroes. Maraming hamon ang inaharap ng pagbuo ng Nation of Heroes. Simula 2013 with my co-founder si Kuya Dennis hanggang ngayon na sinuportahan ng Department of Education ni Madam Secretary Leonor Bartolis Briones at ang ating kalawang kalihim na si Alain Pasqua. Ngayon, binuo natin ang isang national program for student engagement na tinatawag the Nation of Heroes, Pambansang Inspirasyon.
Inspirasyon hindi lamang po dito sa lugar na ito at hindi lamang ng bansa, kung hindi po ng buong mundo. Sa inyo po kapahintulutan ay hayaan yung basahin ko ang mga tala na nagpapahiwatig sa atin, hindi lamang ng galing, hindi lamang ng puso, hindi lamang ng paglilingkod, kung hindi ng kanyang dedikasyon para sa sambayan ng Pilipino. Ang ating po panahon tagapagsalita is a recipient of the prestigious Marie Curie Item Fellowship of the Consortium for Excellence in Sustainable Peace Building, which is funded by the European Commission. The Marie Curie is the most competitive sought after research competition in the world, aimed at promoting the brightest scientific minds and innovations, where only 8% of applicants receive fellowship. This is a lot. She is the first Asian to receive this award, with the University of Bradford as her host university and spending her field research in Barcelona, Spain. She was also part of the Cluster Excellence of the European Center for Information Systems for the project Network Evolution in Germany. She likewise was a visiting fellow of the Vienna School of Business and Economics for their non-profit management plan. She has a master's degree in peace, security, development, and international conflict transformation from the University of Innsbruck, Austria, and the Universidad Jóvenes Uno, Spain, with scholarships from the Tyrolean government, the Afro-Asian Institute, and the Bancaja Foundation. A European Commission scholarship gave her a second master's. Di lang po isa. Di noble pa. In Global Studies from the University of Vienna and the University of Leipzig. She holds the distinction for having earned international doctorate in peace, conflict, and development studies from Cátedra UNESCO de Filosofía para la Paz, sobresaliente cum laude. Wow!
Kanya cum laude. Sobresaliente.
Jenny is a geek at heart and is fascinated with business. She handles the corporation's responsibility of 140 companies, including Zara, Facebook, Nestle, and many more. Jenny did her MBA at the EAE Business School in Madrid, Spain, with a specialization in Big Data Business Intelligence, where she graduated with Excelente Matricula de Honor. Excellent with honors. It was during the awarding ceremonies in Malacanang, where she was offered by then President Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo a position as one of the youngest members of the presidential staff. Her first job was project director for youth affairs in the office of the president. Thank you so much for that experience, ma'am. I know you can share a lot with these young people. I know you can tell them so much that will really inspire them. And at Women Without Borders, ito pong Women Without Borders, ito po yung mga volunteer na hindi iniinda, hindi iniisip kung ano ang kahihilatan at saan lugar sila mapupunta. Kaya po walang borders. Kahit saan, nagbo-volunteer po sila. Si Public Goals for Peace International, which is an organization using sports and pedagogical tools to inculcate fundamental values in youth, while encouraging them to become change makers in the communities. It now operates in Colombia, the United Kingdom, the Philippines, and Indonesia. She headed the Kasama Secretariat, Innovative Human Rights Initiative, a multi-donor human rights initiative participated by the international community in the Philippines, including representations from Switzerland, the Netherlands, the United States, na cum laude.
Kabalik kasi.
And most outstanding student of the same university. Jenny, as you was often recalled, was also the centennial student government president of Suleiman University. She is an awardee of the Ayawa Young Leaders, the Serisal Model Student of the Philippines, and the 10 outstanding students of the Philippines. Congratulations on that. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present to you our guest speaker,
Binalikan yung first.
Madam Jenilyn Almaco. Dr. Almaco.
Mga pabansang inspirasyon, you will find out that being good at school is not the same thing as being good at life.
True yan.
Harvard's most popular course, a course where thousands of students register to, is a course on how to be happy. The course focuses on the psychological aspects of a fulfilling and flourishing life. Topics include happiness, self-esteem, empathy, friendship, love, achievement, creativity, music, spirituality, and humor. Dr. Ben Shahar, the professor of the course, argues in his book, Happier, that there are 4 basic archetypes of happiness decision-making, and I want to share them with you. First is hedonism. These people believe that they can sustain happiness by going from pleasurable activity to pleasurable activity with complete disregard for any future meaning or purpose. Hashtag YOLO.
You only live one.
That's right. The second, rat race. These people are on the opposite end of the spectrum. They postpone present happiness in order to be happy in the future. They believe that reaching a certain destination will lead to sustained happiness. Hashtag relax muna. Hashtag chill. Third is nihilism. These people believe that no matter what they do, they will not be able to attain happiness. Basically, these are the ones that have lost all hope of being happy. Hashtag emo, hashtag dark clouds, hashtag I feel like crying. The fourth is happiness. Happiness requires that we live for both today and tomorrow. These are the people who engage in activities they find meaningful and pleasurable today, which at the same time feed into a future that is also meaningful and pleasurable. Hashtag happy. Hashtag forevermore. One time when I shared to my friends and my family that I was going to Germany, I was warned, Germany, it's dangerous. Skinheads, neo-Nazis, very uptight. But when I arrived in Germany, Germany gave me instead my bestest friends. I learned the value system and order. I learned how to study, really study, history and politics. Same as the other places that I've lived in, Spain, the UK, the US, France, etc. These countries gave me character, splashes of color, maybe a bump here and there. Germany taught me about the danger of a single story. Chimamanda Adichie, my favorite poet, explains that a single story or a single view is problematic, not because it is untrue, but because it is incomplete. And that is why, as you venture out as heroes, you have to learn to listen to the stories. Listen to the stories around this room. And also to write your own. Be an instrument in weaving a tapestry of intermingling triumphs and tragedies that makes us human. Let me tell you about my story. My story started in Batingin, here in Dumaguete City, where most of my childhood involved the 3 C's: Carabao, coffee, chocolate. Our water buffalo, our Carabao, was a constant companion. I woke up to the smell of freshly brewed native coffee, and I always looked forward to chocolate with pan in the afternoon. But my story also involves leaving for Japan, then leaving for Europe for much of my academic and professional life after Silliman. It also involves stories connected to mine, my friends, and the people meet along the way, as you are now connected to me, and I hold you close. Before coming here, as was explained, I was with Fundación Ceres. And there they talk about shared value. And it is intermingling, the interconnection of all the values that you give. And this is the reason why I prefer more the art of collaboration of Zheng He rather than the art of war of Sun Tzu. When Chinese Admiral Zheng He set sail on his 7 voyages, he had at his command the largest and most powerful naval fleet ever seen in the world. With such a force at his disposal, backed by the might of the Ming imperial throne, he could easily have used it as a tool of conquest and subjugation. Instead, he used this strength as the basis for building a network of partnerships and peaceful cooperation. The idea is simple. Instead of dividing the cake, you make more cakes. In today's world, what Thomas Friedman refers to as the world is flat, knowledge is no longer power. Because everyone has access to knowledge. Everyone has access to information. The key is to get value out of that information. And to do that, you have to work with one another. The only way is to collaborate and to cooperate. My favorite German singer, Xavier Naidoo, sang this song. Was wir alleine nicht schaffen, das schaffen wir dann zusammen. What we cannot do on our own, we can accomplish together. Let's take the example of somebody you know. Carlo Dalisel. No, right? Carlo wanted to be good, wanted to weed out corruption, wanted to punish those who did evil. And sometimes he is caught in a web of lies and deceit. It is this fire to make a difference that fuels him. And I think it is the reason why, even if it takes so long, is it still on? Yeah. We continue to watch it. Because we do have that fire too. We want to do good. We want to make a difference. We, provincianos, want to leave our mark and make this country better. So ang tanong, saan aabot ang hashtag para sa bayan nyo? To be a truly woke, in your language, citizen, is to love the country enough to take responsibility for it. And sometimes it is difficult. Sometimes it's frustrating. Ang Pilipinas minsan nakakagigil. Minsan nakakainis. There are times when we give up, when we question our motives and if there is any point to all we do. In fact, sometimes we are driven mad and desperate in our mission to save this world. This is the reason why, if you watch the Game of Thrones, Daenerys Targaryen, syempre ang tikas ng ulo, dili pa badlong. So sometimes you just want a dragon and command Dracarys. So they all go up in flames. And sometimes we are desperate to start over. And this is why, who burned the 50%? Thanos. Just like him, you just wish people in government who are corrupt just disappear with a snap of finger. Corrupt. This imperfect, fragile, colorful, beautiful country though is ours. I ask myself many times over, bakit ako babalik? And I've been asked that by many people too. And I am reminded by the saying by Friedrich Buchner, the place God calls you to is the place where your deep gladness and the world's deep hunger meet. Minsan, at alam natin to, mahirap magmahal. Ang sakit magmahal. But it is this love for our country, for our community, for our family that keeps us going. It is this indistinguishable fire that sustains us. And this is a cause beyond ourselves. So collectively to you, heroes and sheroes, and whatever pronoun you ascribe to, I have some lessons. In a commencement address he gave, Steve Jobs made mention of a farewell message on the back of a flyer. And it says, stay hungry, stay foolish. So let's start with that as my first lesson for you today. Stay hungry, stay foolish. Stay hungry, foolish. This means not being stupid, but to do or be willing to keep trying, even if people say it cannot be done. And we older people sometimes tell you that, kids, hey, hindi mo kaya yan. You can't do that. Be adventurous and be brave. Some people thought it was foolish to leave law school to work for the president's office in my very early 20s. That I was, quote-unquote, insatiable when I did my MBA after 2 international masters and a PhD. They said the same when I juggled being a professor in a Spanish university while working in a multinational company in Madrid. But I was pretty sure what I wanted to accomplish. In my mind, I wanted to learn more, do more, and be better. Trust yourself. Uncover, discover, build, create, and change the world. Kofi Annan said, ignorance and prejudice are the handmaidens of propaganda. Our mission, therefore, is to confront ignorance with knowledge, bigotry with tolerance, and isolation with the outstretched hand of generosity. For many of us, we don't take the traditional route. Sometimes we go through hoops and loops. We get stuck in ditches, mga kanal. For a moment, we daydream. We dance to the beat of our own drum. Embrace your eccentricity. You're being strange to some people. Be wonderfully weird. That is your superpower. This authenticity will make you stand out, will make you memorable, unforgettable. This is how you will formulate a brand that stands out. Further, it is through these moments of creativity that you think out of the box. So go ahead, dare to be different. The misfits, they rule the world. And here's the next lesson, and I learned it from a friend of mine who's actually just 24. We go through hoops, but don't be overcautious. Think that you can go through dangers sometimes. And don't look back, forward, and infinite energy, infinite enthusiasm, infinite daring, and infinite patience. Then alone can great deeds be accomplished. And finally, here's one for me, and it is truest for me always. Find your tribe. One of the strongest advices I have heard from people who succeed in life is the importance of creating your own network, your support group, your truest fans. It is priceless and indispensable to create a community, one that understands your journey, one that supports you, one that roots for you, and one that also calls you out when you go out of line. So stay hungry, stay foolish. Also be willing to be misunderstood. Take risk. Find your tribe and connect your stories. Build shared value and be audacious enough to believe and work towards something better for this country and for the world. Albert Pine said, "What we do for ourselves dies with us. What we do for others and the world is and remains immortal." The world awaits. Whatever talent you have, skill you have been given, the world awaits your song, your dance, your hands, your ears, your healing, your love, your heart. At a time of disasters, destructions, conflicts, and mistrust, you have to step up. In Frozen 2, Pabi, the lead troll, talking about Elsa, said, "We have always feared Elsa's powers were too much for this world. Now we must hope they are enough." With the world drowning and people fighting with the greed, we hope that you are powerful enough, and we believe that you are. So that wild thing that you want to do with your life, how about living it as a testament that love conquers all? How about a simple goal of finding happiness and bringing happiness to the souls you meet as you continue your journey? Be a hero, a shiro. And in the words of my favorite Avenger, Iron Man, we love you 3000.